Hello, this is Bridget Rowe with Divine Essentials. Hi guys, how are you? So, this is kind of unexpected reading type of thing I'm doing. I was asking like a question and I was like, all right, I'm going to share this because I think other people want to know. So, it was basically like, what can I do to, help my connection, or what can I do to help my person or help our, situation to continue to improve or to let go of anything that's not serving it, things like that. So the first card that came out was the Magician, and the Magician is the one that has all the tools. He's the one that, he's a collection of all of the elements. He's got the swords, he's got the wands, he's got the cups, he's got the pentacles. So he's balanced within all of those areas, and he knows how to take base metal and turn it into gold. He does alchemy. He's like an alchemist. So taking the bad and turning it into good, turning it into positive, which is something I feel like I was able to do myself with just in general my connection. Like, when I started doing the readings for people, I was doing it because I can't just like pull cards for myself. I can't do it just like that. Like I can't get messages from me that I don't doubt or that I don't think are bad, or like I'm like, no, it can't possibly be it. But when I do a reading, I can do a reading for the collective, and then I can listen back to it and receive messages from it. Um, because I tune into my collective. So people who resonate with my readings are usually people who are on a similar frequency as me, or on a similar path as me, similar type of journey as me, or just something about us resonates. Like I have this channel, and then I have the Divine Essentials channel, because there's a variation too. Like this, like I'm not one dimensional, right? So like there's a lot of variations that come through things, and it's like, okay, we got the love over here, we got the starseed over here, things like that. But I was able to take my situation and help other people with what I was suffering with. Like trying to figure out like this whole thing, like why is this happening, why is this person running away, why is this like person not like aware of what the hell this is, like why is this so hard, why do I act like a maniac, why do I get so overwhelmed, why do I get so crazy, why do I get so like up in my head about it, because they're not like that with other people. So I know a lot of you guys have suffered with that too, and I feel like what they're saying is like, you've got tools because of what you've been through. So if you've been through separation, you've been through the back and forth, you've been through the chaser runner, you've been through anything in your life. It doesn't matter if it's love, money, sex, people, abuse, whatever it is, you have experience. So those are your tools. Those experiences that you've been through are your tools, and what you've got through and what you've risen through and what you've healed in yourself, or what you've, experienced in yourself. Maybe you're not perfect, but you may be a little bit further ahead than other people, and you can help other people through being there for them, doing readings, sharing your perspective on stuff, learning stuff. That was another thing that was a tool. Is I didn't just do readings. Like I went and I did what the readings are saying to do. I'm like, let me do the work, let me figure out about 3D relationships and how people do shit here, because I'm not from here, I don't know this place, I've never been like in that environment. So I need to figure that out. Like if you're here, you're probably in the same kind of boat. If you're a star seed, it's even worse, because in the star energies, we don't have all this weird duality crap. We're not like completely like contrasting all the time. It's usually just like we're good, and we think things and they're instantly there, and it's like there's no hidden stuff. There's no like, I can't tell you how I feel. Everything's just there. So me learning about 3D relationships and attachment theories, and why some people do what they do, or why somebody might do something that is really hurtful or harmful or whatever, or why somebody might care but act like they don't care, or why somebody might choose another person that's not as intense as you. Sometimes your intensity within these connections is too much for people. They can't handle it and they run away. But as their vibration rises and as they do the work, they usually can maintain it. And then there's people who, have these connections and they swear to God that they think it's whatever they think it is, and then they find out that it's not. So through that is an experience and a lesson and a blessing and all of that. And I've had people come to me and I thought that they were going to be so upset with like me telling them what I had to tell them, because I always tell the truth. And people take that information and they're grateful because they don't spend the rest of their life thinking something that's not correct. So you can help people in a lot of ways. You can help the person that you're connected to in a lot of ways, even if you're not seeing them physically. You're not talking to them. You're not connected on the 3D. You can 5D energetically help them by helping yourself, by doing what you need to do, by not just getting sucked into readings and listening to readings and like the ones that are all like, oh, everything's fine, everything's great, he's coming back tomorrow and you're going to be like tra-la-la off into la-la land. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. It's like, it can, like, they can come back and it can be great and it can be awesome, and I've experienced that, but it's still work, and it's still hard. Like, you're not going to be any different than you were before if you don't do the work on you now. If you're not changing your mindset, if you're not healing your wounds, if you're not dealing with the triggers, whatever the fuck triggers you, whatever it is about them, whatever they say or don't say, or what they do or they don't do, what are the things that like lead to your separation? Like, it took me a while because I was always like expecting my person to leave before they left. And so that expectation in itself created it. And also what I would do as a result of thinking that, like, fear of they're just going to leave, because everybody just leaves, everybody just abandons, like, why would anybody stick around? So that thought process, or that fear that I had, I would project that onto them. And it would be simple, stupid shit like, oh, they just didn't answer me for 5 minutes. And like, I knew you were going to disappear. Like, no. Now I am, because now you've done that, which is crazy, and that's like overwhelming. I don't want to deal with that. So I had to learn to not do that. I had to learn why I was doing it. I had to learn about narcissistic abuse that I went through for years with family members and partners and all of that. And your person also has to learn a lot too. They have to go through their lessons, and a lot of times you're going to go through the same lessons, maybe at different times, maybe around the same time, but you'll know when things are coming together. You'll know when things are, like with somebody, like you could just tell when somebody's changed, or when somebody is better than they were, for you maybe, or, how you are for them, because it's a two-way street. And if something's going on the other side, there's something going on your side. You can't just project onto them and say, it's all their fault because they do this. They're doing what they're doing at reacting to you. So if they don't answer you, or if they're not on your Facebook, or they're whatever, like whatever the thing is, like, oh, they look at everybody else's stuff, they talk to everybody else, they comment on everybody else, but they don't comment on mine. Well, that right there shows you that there's a difference between you and everybody else. And there may be something that you're doing, or expectation that you have. Are you only posting for them? Are you only, looking for something? Because that won't get happening. Like, if it's a divine connection, Spirit's not going to allow petty, weird, bullshit behavior to play out. And I've seen a lot of people do it, where they're like, I don't know if I should say, Merry Christmas, or I don't know if I should say Happy Thanksgiving. Don't fucking say it unless you're just saying it to say it because you want to say it, because you care about that person having a good day. Or it's like, hey, this is what I do with all the people that I love, so I'm going to do it for you too because I love you. I'm not going to do it because the hopes of that you answer me, or the hopes that you say it back to me, or the hopes of whatever the hell hope is attached to it, because that's, placing too much on it, and it's creating resistance with it, because there's a part of you that thinks that they're not going to, so it's likely they're not going to, because if there's that little thing inside of you that's like, they're not going to say it back, and should I or shouldn't I? Let me go back and forth. If you're going back and forth, just don't do it, because that's not the right energy to go from. If you care about somebody, and you feel an urge to say something and tell them, do it without killing yourself about it. Just do it. And then, like, let it go. And how they react is not your fault either. Sometimes you might do that and they might still react in a way that's, like, not the best. Like, oh, yay, I'm glad they reacted that way. But if that's how it happens, or whatever they do, it's not a reflection of you being a bad person, or that you're unlovable or unworthy or anything like that. It's just maybe where they're at. They could be, triggered in their own stuff, or they could be frustrated, or expecting that you're wanting something that more than what you wanted, or that you're trying to hurt them, or whatever fears and things that they've got. And a lot of times, if you've got fears, doubts, insecurities, they've got them too, and they might be the similar type. So we also have the Death card. The Death card is about transformation. So we get transmutation, transformation. again, I'm feeling like this is basically spirit saying, if you want things to change, or you want to create change in your connection, or you want things to improve in your connection, or you want to keep going in a good, healthy way, you've got to change yourself. And Six of Swords is like our healthy belief systems. Like, let me get rid of those negative beliefs or those thoughts that keep me stuck or keep me from, having healthy parts of myself. Because your person is also going to want to see you having healthy boundaries. They're going to want to see you, doing normal, everyday things. So, with the Eight of Cups, this means like walking away. Like, if they've done something wrong, or if they are acting a certain way, you need to maintain like self-respect. You need to maintain boundaries. You need to be like, fuck you. Not gonna let that happen, because you don't want somebody that just walks all over you. You don't want some, and just because they're who they are doesn't mean that they can do that. It's more of a reason for you to be more like strong with them. Like, no, I'm not gonna be okay with that, because that's not okay. And you gotta verbalize and tell people what you don't like, so that they know not to do it, because they may be doing something that's like really pissing you off, and if you don't tell them, they won't know and be able to adjust it. And if it's something they can't adjust, well, you might as well find out now and, get that out of the way, because you're not going to be getting into a better, like, some people get so attached to a person that they don't care how badly they're being treated or how bad it goes. They're just like, oh, but it's them. Like, let me just fucking stay here and be miserable. Sometimes it's just something like for myself, I went through the narcissistic abuse. You learn to be a victim of the abuse, and you learn to like almost expect people to treat you a certain way. So it takes a lot of time to heal that, or to realize, hey, oh my god, I'm worthy of my feelings, and I'm worthy of wanting fucking decency and respect, and just normal everyday behaviors that people do. And with the Six of Pentacles, this is again about equal give and take. So if you're giving too much, you've got to let them give back to you. And if you're the feminine is about receiving, and the masculine is about giving. Now, again, that's in its most basic form. You think about like the man and the woman, like boop, he's giving, she's receiving. But we all have giving and receiving energies. We all have masculine and feminine energies. You might have a masculine that's more feminine, and you might be more masculine. And that's okay. And that may shift over time too. Like, they may be wicked masculine, and you may be wicked feminine. And then as you heal and you grow and you shift and you change and you transform, you may switch roles for a little while, or you may flow in and out of it. It's dance. It's not one person always consistently being that one thing all the time. You both need to allow yourselves to receive. You both need to give. You both need to have that thing happening between you, or you're not going to get anywhere anyways. It's just like one of you will run, or one of you will, do something stupid and destroy things that you've worked on when you shouldn't be doing that, because you're not in the right place. So it's basically this energy of the Five of Swords, which is like, I'm my own worst enemy. I'm going to hurt you before you hurt me. But by doing that, I'm hurting me because I don't want to lose you, but I'm going to do something stupid. Like when I would, be worried or whatever. Oh, I sent them a message and they didn't send one back like instantly. So let me be all upset about it and let me say something, so that now they're going to be like, what the fuck? And it's like a dagger to myself, because they weren't doing what I was like, projecting onto them, that you're doing this, or I should have known, or whatever. And just going to that place out of my fears, my insecurities, and my doubts was what led to my defeat, because I was defeating myself by defeating the connection. But it was also self-sabotage, because part of me knew that. Subconscious mind knows all you're doing. The unconscious part of yourself is dictating more than what your conscious part is. So like, you can know in your mind what you want and what you think and what you feel and what is right and what is wrong and what you should and shouldn't do. But inside of here, if you've been conditioned, you've been abused, you've been talked down to, you've had your own weird shit like, I'm so stupid and blah, 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 blah. You say all those things and think all those things, the subconscious will show you what's going on in there. Like, it will fight to get there. Like, if you're like, oh, every time I do this happens, that's what you're going to see happen, because that's going to program it in there, and it's going to make it be a thing. Like, when you're like, oh, I got to get up tomorrow at 7 a.m., and you wake up before your alarm clock, that's your subconscious being like, hey, it's 7. We got to get up. We know, because we don't sleep. The subconscious doesn't sleep. The subconscious doesn't do, like, any breaks. It just listens, and it absorbs, and it takes it as, like, this is it. 1, 2, 3, matter of fact. There's no room for jokes. There's no room for that stuff. So if you're somebody that, oh, I'm so stupid, haha, they don't hear that. The subconscious is just like, I'm stupid. So the subconscious is gonna make you feel that way even more, or show you, prove it to you, because you're programming it to prove it to you. Or if your parents programmed something into you as a child, you've got to deprogram yourself. Society has been programmed to think certain things, to feel certain ways, to be about certain, position, and we don't need to do that to ourselves if we get a hold on that. And if you've been through something difficult, or you spent extended amounts of time with somebody or something that like beat you down and devalued you and all that, it's going to be a fight daily to get out of this place of not self-sabotaging, of not destroying what you've got that's good for you, or not just like thinking these things that are going to make it be something that manifests. If you think negatively, if you think it's going to be bad, if you think it's going to be like the worst fucking situation, or somebody's just going to do what they did before, or something bad must happen because it's always bad, can't ever be good, that's what you're going to see. It's like, it's not hard. It's not rocket science. It's not anything other than training ourselves to stop being that way. And if you could be trained to be negative, you could be trained to create like a shit show, you could be trained to not do that as well. You could put things up all around you that are like positive affirmations. You could put things up that are visual, like, oh, look at that's my dream board. That's what I'm gonna have right there. That whatever car I want, that whatever house I want, that dream thing that you know deep inside you want. But you also gotta remove the program that says, I can't have that, or I'm not good enough for that, or it's too far away, or it's too out of reach, I'm gonna have to do too much to get it. That's a big one for us, like thinking like we've got to like kill ourselves to have nice things, or never take a break. Like I have a hard time taking a break because I'm like, I gotta work, so my body doesn't even go to sleep anymore. It's like, no, we gotta work. So I need to program that out. But it's all within the mind. So Seven of Swords for me is, again, like, this can be sneaky, manipulative, bad behaviors, stuff like that. But what for me this is like the people who fucking do that shit are why other people get like, and they can't think for themselves appropriately anymore. They start to, think or expect the worst of every situation. They start to sabotage the good stuff because they don't think that they deserve it, so they must ruin it. And it's not good. So this is that energy that we need to walk away from. These two things right here, those are what we need to like get away from with that Eight of Cups. Like, we gotta walk away from anywhere we're not getting a balanced give and take. We need to walk away from the self-sabotaging, defeating myself before I even have it thing. And we gotta end the cycle. So with the world, this is a completion of the journey. So we start with the fool. He jumps, takes that leap of faith, and he does this whole little boop, 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 and he gets here. And he'll start again for another journey or another part of it. But right now, the cycle of this shit needs to end so that you guys can have the transformation, the alchemical process, turn crap into gold, turn it into beautiful, turn it into amazing. And know the Spirit's on your side. Like, Spirit's there. Spirit knows what to do. Spirit knows what you want. Spirit knows, all those things. But you gotta ask too. You can't just be like, oh, well, Spirit knows what I want, so I'm just gonna just do my thing and not say it out loud, or do my affirmations, or stay consistent on those things, because if we don't, it goes away. So, like, for me, I did gratitude all of November. November 1st, I started it. Every day of the month, I wrote down things I was grateful for. And every day of the month, I, progressed from like 1 to 2 to 3 to 5 to 20. By the end of it, there was 30 things that I was writing, and even more than that, because I was just like in the flow of it. I'm still doing it, just not like 30 of them at a time. I'm usually writing like 10 or 12 or 13. But I'm also doing I am worthy statements, like I am worthy of love, I'm worthy of more, I'm worthy of abundance, I'm worthy of health, I'm worthy of, all the things that I want. So you need to do those things if you want those things to work, and you need to do it consistently for long periods of time to see the results. I did it back 5 years ago, and I swear to God, that's what propelled me so far, because when I did it 5 years ago, I had nothing. I lived with nothing. I had no bank account. I had no credit. I had no car. I lived in a basement with no heat. I had no bathroom ceiling. It was just a horrible situation for myself. And I ended up getting out of there, going to a house that was like beautifully on the water. And it was like perfect. I could do my healing stuff there. From there I came to here, which is, again, there's like a, studio thing in the basement I could use as like a place to do my work. Then I've changed it up so like the room that's downstairs is my healing room, it's my supply place. This is my, bedroom. This is the master bedroom with the bathroom and all of that. And then there's a huge living room, huge, right? And then there's 3.5 acres of just, whoa, from a little tiny basement, crappy hole, with all my stuff in storage, couldn't access it, couldn't touch it. I didn't think I was going to be there for the 4 years that I was, because the person I was with was a liar. It said that we were going to be there for 2 weeks. But that's not what happened. But anyways, you can manifest yourself out of there, and that's what I did. I did the gratitude challenge then, exact same thing. Wrote down one for the first, 20 for the 20th, 30 for the 30th, however many days of the week, month it had been, is how many things I wrote down to be grateful for. And then it was like shortly after things started to change, even the removal of him from my life so that I could leave, because he was a narcissist. They don't like you to leave. They don't like you to have friends. They don't like you to have family. They don't want you to have a car. They don't want you to have a job, because you would have freedom. You would have independence. You would be able to break away. They don't like that. So, I had to break away slowly. I had to do it in steps. I had to open a bank account they didn't know. I had to, deal with them stealing money out of my pocketbook, even, just because they thought they were entitled to it. But when I finally got out of there, things just kept going in a better direction anyways. So if you're somewhere that you don't want to be, or something that you don't like, start being grateful for what you do have, and start focusing on the good instead of the bad. It doesn't have to be all the time, every day, 24/7, I'm feeling great and amazing. Life sucks sometimes, but you have to be consistent with the let me get out of this and go back to the good place, because the good place is where I get good. The bad place is where I get more bad, and where I sabotage the good that I have. If I can't just be happy and grateful for the fact that I'm alive, and I have breathing, and I have air, and I have food, and I have a phone, if you're watching this, I have whatever it is that you've got around you. I've got family, I've got friends, I've got people in my life. If you're on a twin flame connection, I know it's hard, I know it's difficult, I know it's can be the worst thing sometimes, and very, very detrimental to your feelings, because it's so painful. But when it's good, it's good. And if you're grateful for it, and you're grateful for the lessons of it, and you're grateful for the love that you have for that person, you're grateful for what they've shown you, or what they've taught you, or to even know that exists, that there's something that powerful out there that's beyond your comprehension. It's you can't even put to words. It can't explain why you feel that way, how it comes about. You could think these thoughts of maybe it's because of this, or maybe it's because of that, but usually it's kind of whoa, this is fucking intense, and they usually feel it too, so they will give you that confirmation of I know it's fucking weird, but it's a good thing to be grateful for, because the more you're grateful for it, the more better it will be within your situation. So stop being mad at them. Stop being angry with them. Stop being cold to them. Stop being, all of those things. But if you need to put boundaries up and walk away, you need to put boundaries up and walk away, because they may not be doing things right now that are good for you. And if that's the case, you need to be the one that does things good for you, to show them how to be good to you too. Because if we teach people how to treat us by the way we treat ourselves. So if you keep treating yourself like shit, they're going to treat you like shit too. If you treat people good, there's still that thing where it's if you're not treating yourself, doesn't matter what you do for them, you got to be good to you, and let that ripple over into how the two of you work with each other. So with the Two of Swords, this is making up clear things in our mind, a clear decision. You may not know what the Ten of Pentacles is for you, or you may not know what you really want, other than I just want to be with them. I don't care what that means. I've found myself over the times being very mutable, or just being you know what, that's what he wants, that's what I would do. But I need to not be so like that, because if I can't clearly stay oh, this is what I need, and this is what I want, and this is what I need to do, and when I need to do it by, and I need this to be respected, or whatever, then it's going to be really hard to create something. It's going to cause confusion on their side, because they don't know, because I'm not giving them any hey, this is something that's do or die for me. And the same thing for them. If they don't tell me what their do or dies are, I can't, find that out. Can't go any further. Can't, do anything. So you just stay stuck and stagnant. So don't get stuck and stagnant in your mind or in your desires, because you deserve to have what you want, but you need to know what you want. So figure out what that is. And with the Chariot, this is about moving into success. So I feel like when we figure out what we know, like that we want, like I need to have, a commitment. I need to know that like you're not going to be doing this and that, or that you're going to just, take your time with this thing here with me. Like I need to do this. I need to go slow right now, and I need to, focus on this other thing in my life, or I need to heal this little thing I've got going on. Whatever it is, we have to make those things in our mind for ourselves, and then share them with others, and then be like compatible with that, and see if that even works for you, because it may not. Just because you're twins, like I've spent a lot of time away from that person, and each time that we've come back, there was always like a thing that was like, oh, now this is like, but it's gotten better over the time too. Like it's like, really difficult, not so good, like a day of fucking chaos, and then they're gone, and then like, oh, a little bit better. It's like a week or 2 weeks or a month, like, and then they were gone. And it depended on like where they were at emotionally, and what they had going on in their body and their soul and their mind, and me too. So again, know that like we gotta be clear with what we want, where we're at, and what our deciding factors are on things, and that's what's going to make things go moving forward faster into where we want to go, because we now know where we want to go, and we've verbalized it, we've talked about it, we've come to an agreement that like, you need this, I need that, that's okay, or you need this, I can't deliver that, so I guess we go our separate way and deal with whatever you're dealing with for that time being, and then maybe come back together at another point when you can see eye to eye, or have the same desires, or just look at the world through a similar way of looking. So with the Queen of Pentacles, basically what this is saying is that like you just need to be valuable and know your value, and know that like you are somebody that's very valuable, very grounded, stable, committed, loyal, all those things. Those are good things. There's nothing like that should be something that's like a plus and a positive for you, and they see it about you. Okay, so don't try to be like accommodating, or don't let them make you become somebody that you're not, or don't show up in a way that you're not really being you. Like if you're not the type of person that like does certain things, don't do it for them just because it's them. I've had that problem where it's like, I'm gonna do these things that I would never normally do because it's them. But there was also because we already had a history. So it was like, sleeping together with that person for me was like, I don't need to wait because I've already done that. Like, why wait now? Like, I've already been through this. So, but it wasn't a good approach, because it was always like, that was all that they probably thought I cared about. Or like, I didn't care about more than that. Or I don't know what they thought, but I know that it didn't end up good, because it's not who I really am. I don't just go like jump into bed with people. And as much as I feel like I know them, because of that soul deep level of knowing them, where it's like, whew, like I just know them. I just know who they are, what they are, and that's it. I don't need to doubt it and question it and all of that. But I don't know their day-to-day like stuff. Like I know on a deep soul level who they are, and I know on a deep soul level like I love them unconditionally. Now that I've gotten a chance to know them more on a physical day-to-day thing, like I had it wrong. Like I was projecting on them what I thought by my fears or my doubts or whatever. And I'm sure they probably did the same thing to me, because I was not showing up authentically. I was not showing up the way that I really am in most situations. And it was because of who they are. But we don't want to do that. And just know that they do see you. Like, they see what you do. They see where you go. They see, like, you evolve, and when you don't evolve, and when you are doing good, and when you're not doing good. And if you want an emperor to show up and to manifest into your life, you got to be the Empress, or you got to be somebody that's like that Queen of Pentacles, who knows her value, knows her worth, is going to be grounded, stable, loyal, committed, all of those things. She's not going to treat herself badly because, oh, it's my twin flame, like, it doesn't matter like who it is. You got to still love yourself unconditionally, and don't give all your love to them, even if you want to, like there's times that I catch myself wanting to give way too much to this person, or fix all the problems that they have, and I can't. They have to be responsible for that. Whatever they've done, wherever they've been, wherever they've gone, they did that, and they need to, deal with it, and I need to be okay with letting them deal with it, and then when they do, let me know what they, like, we need to work together to be like, oh, so, like, you're in this space, I'm in this space, I'm gonna, I'm gonna love you unconditionally, but I'm not gonna do anything like for you. I'm not gonna fix you. I'm not gonna fulfill you. I'm not gonna make you, this whole put together being. You need to do that, and I'll be here waiting for you to do that. Or I'll be here doing my own thing until you're done with that. It depends on who you are and what you got going on. Like if you're running a business, or if you're, in a marriage or a commitment somewhere else, you might have some things that you've got to do for a while that, may not show like this true, like, oh wow, this is an amazing experience, but there may be things like you have to go through that are illusions, that are distractions, that are, things that may mess you up along the way. Like, why are they with that person? Or why did they lie to me about that thing? Or why didn't they? And a lot of times they don't lie to you, they just don't tell you things. And you're like, they lied. So double check yourself too, because they're not your person if they're not with you. Like, I know a lot of us feel that way, like we feel like we're being cheated on, we feel like we're being betrayed because we are so committed to them on a deep level that it's like, if we see them with somebody else, or we see them, living their day-to-day life, and they're just doing their fucking thing, and we're not in a commitment, like 3D level, it can make people get all weird and crazy, but you don't really have the right to, because if you're not with that person, if they never said to you, like, you're my girlfriend, or would you like to be in a relationship with me, then you can't get mad at them for what they're doing. They're just living their life. And it's also a wound, and it's a trigger to heal whatever inside of you is getting triggered. Like, if you have a jealousy issue, they're going to trigger the shit out of that till it's gone. For myself, I had an issue with that, where it was like, I couldn't deal with certain things, and I wasn't that way. But it's like you just have to work with things. And then with the hangman, see it from new perspective. So it's like, oh, like, there's an illusion. Woohoo! Like, I gotta see this differently and realize that, like, this is not a personal attack, or this is not anything I can do. Like I need to not be crazy. I can't let my anxiety destroy things that are not even maybe put together yet, because I haven't allowed them to be, because I'm self-sabotaging, or because there's conflict and competition and chaos along the way that we need to heal, that we need to clear, that we need to do the work, to do the stuff that makes the changes and puts us on that fast track to where we want to be of our transformation, transmutation, and our shifting of our reality. So the Page of Wands, I feel like this is basically saying, like, we gotta get creative sometimes and be like, you know what, like, how am I gonna get rid of these burdens that are really fucking burdening me, really causing a problem for me, don't like it, it's bad, nope. And with the Knight of Wands, this may have been a part of the problem, the in and out, back and forth, but again, your expectation of that burden that you hold about this thing, like, they might be coming and then they might go. Like, I have to check myself all the time of, like, they're not fucking disappearing. They're not gone. They didn't leave. They're not running away. Like, I need to stop feeling that way, because if I keep feeling that way, thinking that thought, expecting that reality, I'm going to fucking create it. Or I'm going to say something that makes it happen. I'm going to do some stupid thing that creates that burden to get even heavier and may break the back, because they see what you do. They hear what you say. They feel what you feel. They're going to know something's off if you're freaking the fuck out. So don't freak out. Love yourself unconditionally, love them unconditionally, enough to know that, like, they're not ready to be with you right now. There's a reason for it. And you don't have to be upset about it. You don't have to go to illusion land. You don't have to make that mean that, like, I'm just not pretty, or I'm just something stupid, or I'm just whatever. That's not what it is. There's lessons to be learned, there's energy to heal, there's shifting to go through, and there's a lot of stuff that we do along the way. But if you accept this person as they are, and you love them unconditionally, and you give them the freedom to be who they need to be, that means, like, okay, if you want to go, go. If you want to come, come. But, like, I'm still going to have boundaries. Like, I'm not going to be, like, a fucking revolving door. I'm not going to be somebody that just, like, is at your, beck and call. But I can love you unconditionally enough to know that, like, whatever you're going through right now, whatever you're doing right now, like, if you need to be out doing what you're doing, I'm going to accept that. Probably maybe not like it, but I will cope and deal, and I will do what I need to do so that you have the space to become this person who's the one that rises above their obstacles, who's the one that takes all that shit, turns it into motivation to pursue what they want to pursue in this world, so that they can go be happy.
okay? So if you've got somebody that's been in and out, don't just label them a player. Don't just label them something bad, because you don't know exactly, unless you've seen with your own eyes them like doing some weird shit. You don't know exactly what the truth is. We project a thing onto people that we think is the truth, or we think must be this case, because so and so said that, or so and so did this, or other people have done this before, or I've been through this thing before, so I know what it looks like, or I know what it is. You may not, you may just think it, so don't do that, because it's not going to get you anywhere good. But if you can truly love somebody unconditionally, no matter what they are doing, no matter if that's with you or somebody else, usually you can give them the space to do what needs to be done to transmute and transform, and let them rise up into that king where their passion is there for you, where they are happy to be there in your presence, and they will make that choice to choose you. So the lovers is about choosing the person that you love. If they're having a hard time choosing that right now, there may be something that you are doing or thinking or feeling or emanating out needs to go away, because it's not going to cause you any benefits to be in that place. So temperance is what we need with the Four of Swords here. We need to heal, we need to grow, we need to go into our minds, like getting rid of the illusions, getting rid of that shit, like meditate on the things, like journal. I journal all the time. I write down stuff, answer questions for myself, like, why the fuck is this important to me? Why am I doing this? Like, get some prompts, because there's other people out there that are further ahead of you that know what to do, or what questions to ask, that are going to get you to the next level, to the next level, to the next level. And I keep seeing it in my own life. The more that I do this stuff, the more it happens. So it's not woo-woo crazy. It's like, just fucking do it and try it out and give it a week. Don't just be like, all right, I did it for 3 days and it's done. Like, you gotta stay. It's not ever done. We can't ever stop doing the affirmations. We can't ever stop doing the gratitude. We can't, you don't just do it, get what you want, and then you're done with it, because that will go away if you don't stay up here where you need to be, in that good space about things that you've got going on or that you are attracting. And with the Queen of Wands, she's that magnetic queen. She's the one that's sexy, seductive, she's powerful, she knows what she wants, she's very busy, she might be like the entrepreneur, right? Like running businesses, and maybe things are chaotic, but she knows where everything is in the chaos, and she is magnetic and seductive and powerful. But if you have somebody out there that is that King of Wands, he may be waiting for you to emanate this energy so that he can be the energetic match to you, or he may have come and gone because you weren't energetically matched yet. Maybe you were too much in some other energy, or you just weren't embodying the balance that you need to have to be the Empress, because the Empress is an embodiment of all of it. So their passion is going to rise up to becoming the King passion. And then it's like, oh, we've got all this passion for each other. And then, like, the King and Queen of Pentacles, like your value and worth. As you fix that within yourself, they're going to fix that within themselves. As you heal and you rise into that Empress energy, they're going to heal and rise into their Emperor energy. And then we had Justice here. So Justice tells me that there will be justice and balance in the end. Wherever you're at right now, it's making you stronger. It's making you who you need to be. There's an infinite connection here that cannot be severed. This is your Two of Cups. This is the person that you're meant to be with. It doesn't matter what you do, but you got to trust your intuition. You got to listen to that little thing inside of you, not the fear, but the thing inside of you that's like, I know I need to do this, or say that, or I shouldn't do this, or I shouldn't do that, or let me just fucking, get rid of the fear, because the fear is going to sabotage it all. Do the hard work that you need to do so that you can be vulnerable and authentic and express your love unconditionally, and then you can receive it unconditionally from your person, because they're going to mirror everything back to you that you give to them. If you want to be treated well, treat them well. You want respect, give that respect. If you want the 10 of Cups, be that 10 of Cups. Be that place where they can have that. Like, don't be the place that's crazy. Don't be the place that's, like, chaotic. Don't be the place that's, like, passing judgments, right? But Spirit has already made the judgment on this. Like you guys have a thing that you're supposed to do. So, make time for self-care. These are the cards that I got from the crystals one. So, make time for self-care. It says, taking care of yourself is essential right now. Okay? So, that's essential right now. Then, ready to love again. You've healed from the past enough to open your heart to new love. So if it's somebody that, it's not like they're a new person, but it's a new situation. If you, go away and come back, and go away and come back, spend the time away from each other, it's like you start over fresh and new. You get to be like, all right, let's try this again, because we've failed a couple times, but let's see what we can do now for taking care of ourselves. We've done the work, we're figuring it out. Love Life says new or renewed romantic love is here for you. Okay, so renewed love for many people because you're ready, because you've done the work, you got there. But you've got to stay consistent with that and don't let it fall off. Don't go like, forget that. Now I'm here, yay! Like I'm just gonna forget about doing all that other shit. Don't do that. It says revealing your true self. As you allow others to know the real you, you'll feel loved for who you truly are. So again, like I was already saying, you need to be who you truly are. You can't hide, you can't pretend, you can't fake it till you make it. Like in that aspect, you can do that for money, you can do that for your career. You can kind of embody things to get you to the place that you need to be for a lot of things in this world. But when it comes to like a loving partnership with somebody, you don't want to be doing like that. Like, let me pretend to be this other person, and once I feel comfortable, then I'm going to let this other side of me out, because that's just not good to do. I think we don't want to do that to people, because it's not going to be very beneficial in the end. You'll end up losing that person, because they're not going to like the fake thing. They're not going to be happy to know that you're pretending to be somebody you're not. And if you're unconventional, it says your unique qualities are an important part of your life purpose. It's okay to feel and be different from others. That's what they're gonna like about you. Like, I used to be so afraid. Like, I made a whole second channel to put my starseed stuff, right? Like, I have these two separate things because I'm like, I don't like, I'm like keeping them away from each other. I was like, I don't want them to know how crazy I am. Like I don't want them to think that I'm fucking weird, or that there's something wrong with me, because I've had a lot of weird experiences, and I've had a lot of things that led me to this place of like, all right, starseed stuff, knowing about that, blah blah blah. And I was always like afraid to show that to them. They love that part, okay? Like they're like most attracted to that part, and it's like I'm hiding it the whole time and having all these problems the whole time. But then when I let it be known or shown, or they figured it out, it was like, oh, I really like that. So be your fucking self. Don't hide who you are. Spiritual Path says your true beliefs are becoming clearer to you, which prompts you to make necessary life changes. So you may have been confused about things too. Like we don't always already know everything about everything for the rest of our lives. And forgiveness heals. So time to release repressed anger, as it's blocking your health and happiness. So if you're holding on to any anger, you're holding on to any resentment, you're holding on to anything to do with your love life, you got to let that stuff go for the deep emotional healing. So it says your heart is ready to heal from past experiences, and you are willing to devote time and energy towards therapeutic care. So you're ready to do it. You're ready and willing. Just keep doing it. Keep showing up. Some of you guys have a past life issue, that this situation has a basis in one of your past lives, and you need to ask the angels to help you remember, to release, to learn, and to heal from your past experiences. So call in the angels. Like I said, you have free will. They can't help you unless you ask. So you've got to ask. And with Archangel Michael, it says you're working very closely with this powerful Archangel who's protecting and guiding you through the situation. So I've known Archangel Michael has been there since I was a little girl, and I never went to church. I never knew anything about anything to do with that. But I always, at 3 a.m., I'd be scared, and I'd be like, Archangel Michael! I don't know how I knew or why I knew that, but I knew that he was the one that I always called on, and had me, feeling better. Some of us may have parent stuff to heal too. Like the divine truth is that your parents eternally love you to the best of their ability. The angels are helping you to heal from any pain associated with your mother or father. I keep getting those cards, the mother and father cards, from my past life deck here, and it's like, it's some of it. Yeah, there it is, father. The second time I split it, I got father. Okay, so you may have father issues, or you may have mother issues, or you may have both issues. Like I had both, because my mom was not, necessarily like the healthiest person mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and she did a lot of things that, moms don't do. And then my dad left when I was a kid, so I had a lot of stuff like with that. And it's funny, like, we kind of have things mirror into our relationships, stuff that we had go on as a child. So, if I have a twin flame, obviously they might do that whole abandoning the baby thing, right? Like, oh my God, don't abandon me, don't leave me, oh, because my dad left. So like, he was basically playing out the role and triggering that thing. And my dad came back to live with me like 5 years ago, right around the same time that I was like reconnecting with my twin for the first time. So I know it's connected. I know me healing the relationship with him has been like supportive to me healing the relationship with twin. Same thing with my mom. Like I need to be able to heal a lot of stuff with her that will benefit the twin. So the energy of crystals supports you and helps you with your present situation. Use crystals, use that energy to help you to clear yourself, to program yourself, to activate stuff, to do whatever you need to do in your situation. Ask the angels to release any toxic energies that you may have absorbed. You can ask the crystal to take it out of you. You can ask Archangel Michael to cut the cords, clear your stuff, to vacuum away fear. Call upon Archangel Michael and Raphael to lift fear-based energy from your surroundings, the situation, and everyone involved. So we have like an aura egg. Like when I go to bed at night, I can tell the angels to come and like suck out all the bad stuff that's in my egg. Anybody that's touched my egg, anybody that put their cord into my egg, anybody that's been near my freaking egg, get that shit away from me. I don't want that stuff on me. I want it gone because it makes us feel shitty. And then we have heart chakra. The answers that you seek are in your heart right now. Be open to giving and receiving love. You need to give and receive in balance. Like I said, masculine and feminine, you need to give and receive. Doesn't matter who does what thing, just as long as there's like a give and take between you. And some of you, everybody has their own love language. So figure out what the love language is, because you might be giving to this person and not realizing how much you're giving to them. Like if their love language is quality time, then you just showing up to be with them is going to be like amazing for them. But if your love language is, I don't know, like hearing words of affirmation, you might need them to say some more things that are affirming for you so that you can keep showing up, or whatever it is, you know, because there's some people like gifts, some people like people to do shit for them, like, oh, I made you this, or oh, I did that thing, I took the trash out, like, oh my god, like they get all excited. So express your divine feminine energy, embracing its magical intuition and nurturing qualities. This is powerful right now anyways for everybody. If you're feminine, you're leading the way. You are the feminine. You are here to give birth to life. You are here to give birth to new things. You are here to give birth to these relationships. You are here to change this world. You are here to bring the feminine back into the rising and receiving energy that she needs to be in, so that we can get rid of the predominant stuff on the planet that's been like like just destroying shit, bad, not good. You need to get rid of that stuff. By embracing this, being gentle, being receptive, being like, you know, nurturing and good and healthy and all of those things, but also being fierce enough to be like, look, if you need to be. And you are a light worker who has come to the earth to teach about love. So you being here is teaching about love because of the love situation that you're in, and it's teaching yourself about love, which will ripple through the collective consciousness to other people, and they learn about love through your consciousness. And the answer to your question involves a spiritually based romantic relationship, which is a twin flame. So this is confirming that this is your twin flame. You know, this is your person. This is a very strong, like, whoa type of thing. And you need to be willing to forgive. It says that ask the angels to clear your mind and body of past pain in exchange for peacefulness, and use your spiritual gifts and natural abilities to attract your desired outcomes. If you want a good outcome here, you want stuff to go good with this person, you gotta forgive them. You gotta love them. You gotta get over whatever's happened and be like, okay, like stop projecting, stop blaming, stop finger pointing, stop being mad, stop being crazy, and just accept wherever you're at. Because if you're still in love with them, you're still in love with them. I don't know what you're planning to do if you're like, I'm really mad at you, but I still love you. Like something has to give. You either like. It depends on where you're at too, because some people need those boundaries. Some people need to be mad at them. Some people need to be there for a little while. But over time, they need to forgive and release and heal so that like that can shift and things can change. So if you've been on the I'm mad, like angry place too long, just know that they may not be showing up because of that. If you are somebody that's not been somebody that's ever been like, hey, you have boundary, or let you treat me like shit. Let me let you do what I would never let anybody else do. Let me just ignore the fact that you're doing all these really horrible things. That's going to keep them from showing up too, because you need to be in your integrity. It's very important. It says align your actions so that they match your values and inner knowingness of what's right to do. Okay? What's right to do? What's right to do? Like say yes, say no, say whatever it is, but don't be all willy-nilly, like just letting shit fly because, oh, it's my twin flame. So relationships and activities that you once enjoyed are now changing as you become more sensitive and aware of energies. All right, so life is going to change. Things are going to change. You're going to be like, you know, clearing this stuff out now that you know, like, hey, I'm this creator. I need to create. So it is safe for you to be powerful. Your spiritual power brings great blessings in loving service of the divine. And it is safe for you to be powerful and take charge of your life in positive ways. You have the power to do what you need to do. The healing angel, Archangel Raphael, is with you doing healing work. And you have power animal, Your animal spirit guide is a guardian to you and is helping with the situation. So you may have some stuff showing up right now. Like I had like the spirit dog thing happening for a while there. I have like this like weird cloud thing that's like like doing all this weird shit to me. But I know that might actually be like a fairy thing from a crystal that came. So I had all types of weird stuff popping up, but I know it's all for a good reason. It's all here to help me with my stuff. I did have one thing that I had to get rid of. Like I was like, get the fuck out. That left. But finally, I stood in my power and was like, I call on the angels, get out, and I did my whole spiel, and they left. But with the fairies, it says you have a strong bond with the fairies, and your life purpose involves helping Mother Nature. So a lot of us are Earth Angels. A lot of us are here to help Mother Earth. Some of us are going to write books. Some of us are going to do workshops and seminars. Some of us are going to, make videos. Some of us are going to just come into union with our person, and that's all we have to do. Maybe you have a baby. Maybe you have a family where love is like shared and reciprocated, and all of that is good. But we all have a purpose. So your life purpose involves writing, reading, editing, or selling spiritually based books. So it could be any of those things. Or attending and giving speeches is part of your spiritual path and purpose. Be open to teaching and learning. So sometimes you might be the teacher. Sometimes you might be the student. I'm going to be taking more rights from a class that I have. Actually, I got a course for the Nooster rights, which is like the feminine aspect of the Mune Key, which is something that I share with people. I've got the Mune Key at the end of the month. For 3 months, one Wednesday night, the last Wednesday night of the month, I'm going live to do the Mune Key with a small group of people. So if you're somebody that's interested in that, you have to email me and let me know. I'm letting my members of my memberships be first dibs on all that. And I'm going to keep it down to probably 25 people max. And then it's 3 months in a row, $144, but you can break that up into $59 3 times. And my members of the $44 a month plan get 30% off. So if you're somebody that's interested in that, if you want to get more from me, like readings, if you want live coaching calls with me, you want to do I do live readings this Tuesday night. Every first Tuesday night of the month, I go live to do live readings. If you can't come to the live call for some reason, you can submit your question to the forum or submit your question to the group that I have set up for this. Or you can come to coaching calls. Like Thursday night, I have a business coaching call for people who want to do what I do. People who want to have a business, a spiritually based business, or they want to start their Etsy shop. I've done a lot of weird things. I've got this and that, and I've done this, and I keep learning. I just paid thousands of dollars to do some other course that teaches me a lot about outsourcing and about memberships and events, and I'm doing some retreats and things like that. So it just keeps expanding and keep growing and keep evolving and keep learning as I go. I've hired somebody that's going to be working for me 40 hours a week to help get shit done, because I can't do it all. I've been learning that lesson. But if you're interested, I do that. And then I have the Divine Feminine Union coaching call once a month. I do it at 7 p.m. and 1 a.m. so that people in different places can get there. And then this month I did an extra freebie call on the 16th. That was in honor of Black Friday. And then I did a special, if you're a member of you get a badge on my website, and you get access to hidden stuff on my website so that you can book readings with me privately, because I usually have readings closed. I'm not usually booking private stuff with people, but it's a small group in the memberships, so I can give that access to them. And then there's other stuff coming, and codes that I'm going to give to them for free so they can do Alcyon light healing. But it depends on which membership they go to. There's a $22 membership for the month, and you get all that stuff. You get the Starseed activation, you get the Divine Feminine Union activation, you get the Divine Feminine Union coaching call, you get the Empress energy, which is twice a month, and it's 4 calls because I do it's 7 p.m. 1 a.m. on the first one that I do in the month, and then the second one is just 7 p.m. for the business stuff. Tuesdays are the other things. There's the live readings, then there's the Starseed activation, Divine Feminine Union coaching call, and the Divine Feminine Union activation. If you just want to buy the activation, or you just want to do a drop-in on stuff, it's 11/11, and I will have a link on my website for the upcoming events that are coming. I only have them set up for a few things right now because I'm still building, and I don't have my person yet that's full-time. But once I do, everything will be coming out quickly and getting where it needs to be and all of that. But I'm learning and I'm teaching as I learn, and I've been doing that for a while. Everything I learn, I share with others. Everything I know, I don't hide it. I'm not like, let me be an asshole and keep this from you, because it's not how we should be. So if you get nervous, focus on service. Put your entire intention on answering the question, how can I make the world a better place? And the law of attraction will automatically take care of your needs. So the more I give, the more I receive. That's why I don't want to like be like a bad like her. But I also, with the memberships, I need to have a compensation, because I can't give everything away for free all the time, or I'm gonna starve. So that's why I opened up the memberships. Plus, it gives people a safer place to communicate with me. There is a thing that you can join for free right now, where it's like you just see what it's like. You can't access the groups unless you pay either $22 a month or $44 a month. And if you do one of those plans, you access everything in there. If you want to just do the live calls like I used to do on here for YouTube, it's $5.55 a month. And you get to go to all of those calls. You join that Divine Darlings group in the big platform. And you'll see in the big platform, like I do like posts to the group that are like, hey, blah, 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 this is coming up, I'm doing that, blah, blah, blah. But then like the Divine Feminine Union, when she gets like a reading, goes into that group. So it's behind closed doors. You can't see what it is. When I do the coaching calls, I do the replays behind closed doors. People can't see what that is. I keep my people safe. When they post in there, like it's up to them if they want to post to the main network or if they want to post inside of a group. Wherever they want to do that, that's fine with me. But people have been really communicating with each other, building community, and I have girls that like want to do certain things that are like aligned with each other. I have girls that are doing other stuff. I also have annual memberships. There was somebody that did the 444 for the year, so she's set for the year. I gave her some extra stuff as like a hey, thank you. She bought some stuff, and I sent her like some freebies. Like I try to take care of people as best as I can. I give a lot, and learning how to find a balance with that. But those are there at essentialempress.com. You can also go to divineessential.com and read more about those things. And you can also read more about my one-on-one coaching, which I have a couple different plans for. But you have to submit an application for it. I'm not taking everybody because I don't feel like I can help every single person on the planet. And if me and you don't match up, I don't want to bother. I just saw 56 as I said that. So like if we don't match up, or like your desires are kind of like in a place that I don't feel aligned to be able to support you, I won't take you on. And I'm only doing that for a small amount of people at a time. So like if you were like, hey, I want to do this, every other Monday I open up from like 7 p.m. to like 3 a.m. and I work with those hours to help people from across the world. And I do like a 1 hour power or a 3 hour thing, which is like you can have 3 hours all at one time, or you can have 3 1 hour classes. But if you do the 3 1 hour classes, that's gonna be spread over 6 weeks because I'm doing every other week. So that's how it is. It's like we talk for an hour, I give you some stuff to do, figure out like a game plan. I'll probably send you a bunch of stuff afterwards that you can utilize and use to take yourself to the next level with whatever you're doing in love or in your business. And just getting yourself like where you need to go and doing like just here's some stuff that will help you. And I coach you like in a way of like you can communicate with me through email. Like if it's a 1 hour power, it's basically like one call, 1 hour, boom, done. Here's your packet. This should get you set on your way. You can reach out to me for a few weeks like after that to ask questions, but I try to keep it like, I don't want somebody reaching out every day, all day, like constantly. If we did something like 2 months ago, we need to have that healthy respect for each other, because I have a lot of people that I'm trying to help in a lot of different places. Just the comments alone that I get, in my memberships, it's like I dedicate hours to that. I dedicate hours to emails. I dedicate hours to my different platforms. So I'm trying my best, and also trying to accelerate my own life. And I have really great things happening right now, so I know it's going really well. I don't like to say too much because people out there can get jealous or get hateful or get very weird and like send daggers and destroy shit for you. So just know that like I can help you. I've seen things that work and seen things that don't work. And usually having somebody just to be like, hey, blah, 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 I feel your pain, I know your thing, helps us. So if you've been missing out on community, you've been missing out on having like a support system, I'm not in my membership all day, every day, but I, share there a few times a week. When I have my stuff going on for my personal life, I gotta go do that, but I come back and I check on everybody, and I like am in there more than I'm like, out here in this like, Instagram or whatever, it's a different feeling. And there's only like maybe like 10 or 11 people in there, so it's not crazy. But it's a good time to be in there, honestly, because I'm giving more of myself to it, like to the people that are there, because there's less of them. But as that grows, there'll be less of me to give to everybody. So I'm gonna go, but thank you guys very much. Every day, namaste.